So I'm just gonna go over my complete Pokemon collection. I'm not a YouTuber. I just wanna show the world my collection. I think it's a very cool collection. I got a lot, so get ready. We're gonna go over first gen first. So none of my first, second, or third gen games have the original box. I made custom cases for all of them, and I mean all of them. But I do have the actual manual for all of them. And I even put like these little stickers in all of them. They're holographic. They're pretty cool. I got them off Etsy. But I do have the original green in the collection. I don't know. It's just, I feel like I need to have that one. It's history. It's history, you know. But I did get them all. I loaned my my copy of Red to one of my friends, and he just gave it back to me. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I really like the sticker on the back. I think it's a really cool little touch for the fake cases. This is my only game that remains from my childhood. I kept it. I tried to sell it, but no one would take it back in the day. Then I started getting back into Pokemon again, and I'm happy I kept it because it was my second game, actually. I actually started with Silver. But then I got Red after that. Yeah, my grandparents gifted me, my cousins, there were two boys, Gold, Silver, and Crystal for Easter one year. That's kind of where it all started. That's where my love for it started. I think I was five or six when I got it. It was in like 90-something, 99, 2000. It was right at the peak of when it was popular. And I got blue. It's just a nice little touch when you take the game out. It's just my opinion. I mean, it cost me a little bit, but I don't know. A couple rounds off Etsy, it's whatever. And this is one of my favorites too, Yellow. I do love Yellow. I don't care what anyone says about you, Yellow. I love you. You're the complete first gen experience. Got the flying Pikachu with the balloons. And all my carts are legit though. All of them have that little imprint on the number on the cart. I know to tell a real game. I know all my games are real. Trust me. All my games are real. And then we'll move on to second gen. Also have the fake cases. Like I said, I'm not paying hundreds of dollars for cardboard. It just is what it is. I'm not paying for card. You want to pay $100 for cardboard? Fucking go for it. Me? I don't know. This is my gold copy. Like I said, I got all the legitimate manuals for them. They weren't too much, but sorry about that. I had some food ready, but gold. We got gold. Really like the sticker I put in that one. Silver. You know, this is where it all started. This is not my childhood copy. I sold that one. But Silver, this game, I put so much time in as a kid. I actually picked Chikorita, which is kind of a meme now, you know, because Chikorita sucks. But I did choose Chikorita because of the anime, and I ended up releasing it because I hated it so much, and I chose just to run with a team of Gyarados, and I caught the red Gyarados and then 5 others at the Lake of Rage, and that was my team for the whole time, for the whole thing. And I won the whole game. I even beat Red with that 6 Gyarados team. It was insane. It was something else. That's that. And I have completed the decks in my Yellow, Silver, Gold, and this Grail Crystal. Crystal. This game took me, it was one of the last ones I got in the collection because I just really didn't want to shell out the money for it. But I went to the retro game shop and they had some, but didn't have batteries in them yet. So they were kind of waiting for the batteries to get in to change them out. And so I got on the waiting list and I got this copy and I was so excited. I do like Crystal a lot. I like the Gen 2 games. I'm probably nostalgia talking because that's where I started. Silver was my first. So it is what it is. And the only console I have from that era is this Game Boy Color. It's very clean for the most part. Still has the original Mario sticker back here, case. I mean, the whole thing is really clean. My friend I let borrow the red. It was his, and he ended up giving it to me when he gave me the red back. So it was really nice of him. He wanted me to put it on the shelf, so it goes on the shelf now. Love you, T. But yeah, that's my only console from this year. I don't know any of the 64 games or any of the Stadium games. I wish I did. I might get there one day. And I don't own any of the guidebooks. I actually own all the guidebooks that they released throughout Gen 3 and 8. They don't make them anymore for Gen 9, but I did own them all. And that's where we get to Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Love these ones. Ruby. So Ruby, I actually got this thing for a deal online, but the only thing, this is the only game I own. It is authentic, but it does not have the original label on it. And sometimes I even forget that, but the label on this is not real. It doesn't have the little number, factory markings, but it does have, you know, the battery, the 4 up here. So it does, it's legit, it just doesn't have the paper, but I only got it for like $20. So I wasn't complaining on that one. I was like, you know what, for $20, I can deal without a sticker on one of my games. Next is Sapphire. This is Sapphire. This is actually my cousin's too. He just gave it to me. He got tired of playing, and this is another one I couldn't sell. So this and Red are the only ones from my childhood I own. But this thing has been loved. The foil on it's a little warped. But yeah, Sapphire. It's a fun one. I like Hoenn a lot. Hoenn's a good one. And I do own this, the Prima Guide for Ruby Sapphire. Pretty cool. I do own it. And then this is probably a top 3. A top 3, easy for me, is my copy of Emerald. My copy of Emerald. Yes, yes, yes. This one. Oh my goodness. I have a living dex in my Emerald. There's 386 mons in there. 382 legit. The 4 mythicals I did have to buy. They're these cool little cartridges that they sell with the event on them. So you just get the event. It's not like an Action Replay or Game Shark or something like that where you can cheat in other things. But yes, you can get the event still. I paid for the cartridges to put them in there because I'm not going back 2002 or 2004, whatever time the events were. So yeah, but I do own a living dex in this. All legit. All legit. The dexes are completed in these two, but I do not have a living. The only thing left in these is my team I ran through the games with. Because, you know, I can't put a living dex in everything. I don't got that much time on my hands. But that's my Gen 3. And I do own the manual to that one, too. My cousin Alicia, this is her manual when she was a kid. And she stole my Wind Waker from me and told me she paid me for it. She never did. And so I decided to take her Emerald one day. And she said that was a good trade. And so we just stuck with it. And I kept her Emerald. And I kept the manual and the guidebook. So I thought that was a good trade. That was a good trade. These two are some of my favorites. I do love Fire Red and Leaf Green. I love these two games. Leaf Green, it's a good one. It's a good one. I actually have loaned this one out right now to a buddy of mine. He wanted to play my Fire Red, but I told him I got a living dex in there with all my Coliseum XD, all my special trained mons to get through battle, you know, the battle mountain or whatever it's called, to get Ho-Oh. Yeah, I did that, and I kept all the mons in this game. I own all living dex in this one too, along with my Emerald. Those are my Gen 3 living dexes. Fire Red is a super sentimental game to me. I got it when I was going through surgery. I was getting my tonsils out as a kid, and my mom gifted me this, and I ate ice cream and mashed potatoes and played Fire Red for a week or two, and it was fun. Honestly, I made the most out of my tonsil situation doing that. But I do love Fire Red. I do have the guide for that. It's the official Nintendo guide. It's not the Primo one. Yeah, but it's cool, and it's a little more beat up. It's like my Emerald. The spine's not completely perfect, but it's in good hands now. I just keep it on the shelf. I just bought it like that. I wasn't, you know. And then the systems I own for that time are my girlfriend's Game Boy Advance with the stickers still on them. No backplate. No backplate. I don't ever play this thing. I don't like playing the original Game Boy Advance. I actually did own one as a kid. I had the Glacier purple blue one. And yeah, I don't play it often. I don't play that one at all, actually. But I do own 3 SPs. I own 3. I got... These 2 are AGS 001, so they don't have the better screen, and this is the AGS 101 with the better screen. Obviously, I play this one more if I'm going to play a Game Boy game. This is what it is. But yeah, that was a gift from my girlfriend, that one. I bought these 2 with my own money at the flea market. So I spent a lot of time on this red one. Those are the 3 consoles I owned from Gen 3. And this was the first one I actually bought with my own money. When I was a kid, I actually had this one, but I sold it in time. But with my own money, my first $100, I bought one of these. And it was to put my Fire Red in, because I was tired of looking at that Glacier blue screen that doesn't show anything. Why didn't they have a backlight in this Game Boy is a mind-blowing question. No one will ever figure it out why they didn't get it right that time. But, you know. My little Umbreon, you know, we gotta get him in there if he'll stand up right. Yeah, there you go. No. Okay, on the Gen 4. Okay, Okay, Umbreon, you just don't want to stand, do you, bud? Okay, that's annoying. That's annoying, but whatever. Okay. So, on the Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl. These 2 games, playing them today, is actually not that fun, honestly. It's okay. Super slow games, though. I had Pearl as a kid. I loved Pearl as a kid. My cousins actually both had Diamond. And I loved them for the time, but as an adult playing them, they're slow games. And the story is sometimes just like, why am I not playing Platinum? And that was the biggest thing about those remakes they made. It was like, why am I not just playing Platinum at this point in my life? Like, Platinum is such a good game. And, you know, the story finally makes sense. You get a battle with Cynthia. And I actually have, I have the manuals and stuff for all of them. But I keep these little maps in there. I just think they're kind of cool. It's just a little touch of my collection. But Platinum is cool. And I miss when they used to do the little foils on them like that, where they glimmer and sheen, you know? I liked that a lot. I thought that was a cool touch, but, you know, whatever. For the collector's sake, I don't even think I showed you the Pearl. And the Diamonds. Oh, no Diamond. I forgot to loan that one out to my buddy, too. Another buddy. You know, if they ever want a game, they just come to me because they're not going to pay hundreds of dollars for them anymore. And I don't blame them. These things are getting expensive. And it's because people like me that just keep them on a shelf and play them until they're probably not going to work anymore. And so these 2 are probably my favorites. I mean, I'm a Gen 2 guy. Started with Silver, but Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I still remember. I actually pre-ordered Heart Gold. I did not play Soul Silver until I was an adult. I played Heart Gold. And I remember bugging my mom the day this came out to take me to GameStop and get my game. And it took so long to get her to take me. But I still remember it. Oh, I love this game. Heart Gold, Soul Silver are some of the best games, in my humble opinion. Yeah, the level curve is still, you know, Johto and but I love them. I love the Johto games, and those games took Gen 2 and took it to a new level, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I did start off with my adult collection, though, with this, and this is one of the first ones I bought, Soul Silver, and I don't regret it. I have other than my Scarlet game, this has the most hours in it. I have, 200 and something in it. It's ridiculous. With the decks completed, with the living decks, I have everything in this game. I got shinies, I got the 5-star trainer card, Battle Frontier done, Pokeathlon done. I got all those shiny leaves. I completed the decks. I beat the Elite Four. I did everything you could do in Soul Silver. And I don't regret it at all. I loved every moment of it. And yeah, that's a good one. And I usually just use Heart Gold if I want to replay through that kind of game. And then, this is a big one. This is a monumental task I actually just finished this winter. This winter I completed Gen 5. So Gen 5, we have black and white. And I love these games. I might be in the opinion I actually like these two better than the sequels, personally. I do love the sequels, don't get me wrong. I do love the sequels, but these two have so much character in what they are. They just, these games have their soul. Like, they have what makes them black and white Gen 5. Like, there's only Unova in Gen 5, and these two capture it perfectly. And I got the living decks. Everything's basically completed with the Battle Subway in my white version. This was, to replay it, get Tornadus, get the version exclusives. But yeah, that's what I use black for. I do replay it if I want to on my black version, but my white version does have my living decks on it. And I love it. I do really, really like Unova. I don't care what anyone says about you. Back in the day, they hated it, but it's where I started with my competitive. I remember getting on the Wi-Fi and battling people with my competitive mods and team. It was the first time I ever really got into it and started looking it up and all that stuff and Showdown. This is when I started. And so, I didn't show the cartridge. But I do have the cartridges, manuals. And then this one, white too. I actually bought this one with Soul Silver at the retro game store when I started building this collection back in the day. And it was right when the prices started to really hike too, when I started getting into it. And I got the living decks in this one. The only thing I haven't done in this game is do the PWT, the Pokemon World Tournament, which I plan to do this summer. I've already got my teams. I got my shiny Jolly Haxorus. I got my Tyranitar. I got my Landorus T. I got them all ready, and we're gonna beat them. We're gonna get all the gym leaders and champions in this one this summer. That's what's happening. Black 2, I don't play it that much, to be honest with you. I played the white 2. It's there for collector's sake. I do have it. Whoever wants to play it in my friend group and my family, I give them that one. I usually only pick one of the games to really do, and then the other one is kind of just if I want to replay it, get the exclusives, loan some stuff out, And let me get my consoles. They're all charging because we got Mario Kart tonight with me and all my buddies on. We call it Tool Friday when the week's all done. I was actually got food poisoning last night, so that's why I'm not at work on a Friday. But the consoles I have for the DS era, I have 2 DS Lites. The black one is perfect. This one, the hinge is perfect. Everything works perfect. It's actually pretty beautiful. I love that one. And sometimes I even play like my DS games on that one versus my 2 XLs. And I'm just like, man, I really do like the DS form factor. I don't know what it is, but then this one's my girlfriend's. The hinge is broken from when she was a child. It doesn't really do anything. I don't play it. It's hers. She, gave it to me, put it in the collection. So I said, okay, I'll put it on the shelf. So, but these are my 2 DSIs. Nothing wrong with them. They're pretty good, pretty perfect. There's a little spot on the bottom of this one, but when it's on, you really can't notice. But I really like the maroon leather one. That one's by far my favorite. But I do have the blue one too. These are cool though. Honestly, I play these the most if I'm playing DS games. I gotta be honest. Even if I like the DS Lite a lot, I still go back to these 2. I'm just a big guy. I got big hands. Having the bigger screens it's nice and bigger form factor for my big hands. So next. Oh man, we're getting to Gen 6, and I do have a living dex in this one. All mythicals, all version exclusives, everybody. I think it's 649 of them. I got every single one of them. And also, I always pick a gen to do that with. The only gen I actually have not done that with, to be surprised with, is Gen 6. Oh, not those 2 yet. It's Gen 6, X and Y. When these 2 games dropped, I was so hyped for them. And to be honest with you, they're the things that got me out of Pokemon. And to this day, I have tried so many times to start a file on why to, get the generate. I always try to, get that one game in the generation where I put everything in and do everything. And every time I play it, I just cannot get past the first couple hours. It is painfully boring, painfully cringy with all those little kids, and I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And I'm trying so hard to get through those first few hours. And I just still haven't. I still haven't. One day I will, though. One day I will. I don't think I even showed these. I got white, too. And then black, too. And then I got X. And this is when they stopped giving manuals out for games. Oh, thanks, Nintendo. Lord forbid we save a couple trees. I would have liked a manual. Oh, this one actually did come with a manual. But yeah, I don't have a cartridge. This one is actually in my 3DS. Because like I said, I've been trying to play it. I've been trying to play it. But it's not easy. It's not easy. For me, at least. It's just hard for me to get into that generation. I don't know what it is. Even these two. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I own them. Do I play them? No. I just don't know. I don't know what it is. These games just don't do it for me. But yes, I do own them. And then these two I've actually never played. I've never played these two. I've never played the original Sun and the original Moon. Never played them. I got them both. But I'll tell you why in just a sec, but yeah. So during this generation, I did not like Pokemon. I was not interested in Pokemon. I was fresh out of high school. I sold my whole collection during this generation. I did not care anymore. I was so sick of Gen 6. I was like, I don't even care. I'm going to sell the old ones, which I regret. I wish I would have never sold my childhood games. If you're ever thinking about doing that, do not do it. Throw them in a box and throw them in your closet and find them years later when you want them. But the 3DS did redeem itself with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't care what anyone says. If they like the original story and the Sun and Moon better, fine. I never played them. I can't contest to that. But I started with this one. And this is what kind of got me back into it. And I don't know. It was a little more challenging. The first couple hours were rough, though. I'm not gonna give them a pass on that. The first couple hours were rough. You had to get off that island with the school. Hoo-wee! Oh-wee! That was not fun. But after that, after you get off that first island, this game, in my opinion, is so fun. It's so challenging. I can't tell you how many times I was playing through this, and I just kept getting my ass kicked by Totem Pokemon. Or, a trial cat. I kept getting my ass kicked. And, it was kind of nice. It was refreshing. I was so excited. After X and Y, where my first playthrough of that, when it first came out, I breezed through that thing. It was, so easy. They give you a Mega Lucario, a third through the game. You're just like, what? I got a Charizard that can Mega Evolve. I got him that can Mega Evolve. I got a Greninja. It's like, okay, tone down the difficulty or make these people harder to battle, So, but Ultra Sun, I do have a living dex in this. The only mons that are living are the Ultra Beasts from this game. That's all I'm missing is the Ultra Beast from this game. And I have started this one. I'm probably more than halfway through it. I have not finished it. I plan on finishing through it and getting through it. And honestly, I like the Ultra Wormhole game. I don't care what people say. I like the Ultra Wormhole game. Once you turn the settings back to the stick instead of the it's fun. I swear it's fun. I liked it. But yes, Ultra Sun started to redeem the 3DS for me, because before then I did not like one 3DS title. I still have not played Sun and Moon, so I can't speak to those. I own them. Maybe I'll play them one day, but after playing this one, it's like, do I really want to play through Alola again? Now I know how people felt when that came out and then this came out. I can see why this was hated so much, but me playing this first and not playing that first, I got a ton of enjoyment out of this. I loved Ultra Sun. And to this day, I still love it. And I there's this one spot where you can like look out in the sunset when you start your game, like when it's nighttime. Oh man, it just looks out. Oh, it's such a cool game. But I'll get the one other one. Sorry. Okay. So I own this piece of junk. I got this when my old roommate, when I lived with roommates, he didn't pay rent, so we had to clean his room out, and he had one of these that my buddy was actually about to throw away. He didn't know what the fuck it was. And so I took it from him, and I was like, do you know what this is? It's a 2DS. And he's like, oh, shoot. So I have this. All I use it for is trades. I don't use that thing for anything other than to trade. This is what I play my 3DS games on. And this thing is a beast. A little fingerprinting in there. I'm sorry about that. But this thing is a beast. I've put in a ton of hours in Ultra Sun in this. I love this thing is beautiful. It was a birthday gift to myself a couple years ago. But yes, I do love the Galaxy on it. Care what people say about you. It's a cool touch. Those are the only 3DS systems I own. I would like to get one more one day, like a normal mini, like 3DS. Like the new mini 3DS, it's not XL, you know? But, you know. Okay, now we're on to Switch. And Switch is one of those things, I have not completed 2 games with it, but you'll understand in just a sec. So the first one we have is Let's Go Eevee. This is a genuinely like a fun game, but after the game is over, there's literally nothing to do. There is nothing fun to really do in it, and it's just Kanto again. And honestly, I'd rather play Fire Red or Leaf Green than this game. But I do not own Let's Go Pikachu. I own this one. And in my head, there's like a part of me that does not consider this a mainline game. But like a spin-off kind of. But I guess maybe I'll get a Let's Go Pikachu one day. I'm definitely not playing it, but I might add it to the shelf. But I do own Let's Go Eevee, and I do like it. It's different. It's not like, it's good for like a first-time player if you've never played a game before. If you've never played a Pokemon game, they're good. And then next on the list, we got Sword and Shield. Controversial games. Rightfully so, though. Honestly, they cut the national dex, which was pretty nuts. And the games just aren't that good. The story of the game, the only thing I can find redeeming, I will say about Sword and Shield, and this is the copy I normally play, is Sword, not really Shield. I don't play Shield. Like I said, I pick one and I play it. The gym battles were so climactic. They were so fun and scenic. I mean, I loved watching these battles. But the story and how and everybody else, the stupid professor's assistant, whatever her name was, Magnolia's assistant, was so bad. I couldn't stand it. The only redeeming thing was the gym leaders, or the gym battles, Leon, and the DLC. The DLC was fun. I did get a good bit of joy out of the DLC. But it's a lot like when it's done, it's done. There's nothing, you go to online battles after that. And that was the one thing I did not like about Gen 8. It just, I don't know. It felt like there wasn't a whole lot of coming back to it, in my opinion. But I do own them both. I give them a 6 out of 10. Not my favorites. Not my favorites by far. But not by far. And then this one I have not opened yet. I haven't even played it. Shining Pearl. I do not own Brilliant Diamond. I actually did for a second, and then I hated the game so much, I took it back to GameStop. Yeah, so it is what it is. But I was gifted this, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll get Brilliant Diamond. So those are the only 2 games I don't own. It's Brilliant Diamond and Let's Go Pikachu. I own Eevee, I own Pearl, and this isn't even developed by the people who make Pokemon. It's not even Game Freak, it's Ilka. So is it really, I don't know. It's up in the air. I'll probably get Brilliant Diamond at some point in my life. Knowing how that reputation for that game is, I don't imagine the prices are going to be that great on it, to be honest. Honestly, I'd rather, instead of playing this, I would rather just go back and play Platinum. I'd rather put my DSi XL with Platinum and launch that than play this stupid game. I hated the experience share in this. They did not account for that at all. I was at the 3rd gym, the grass gym leader, and I swear to God, I was like 15, 10 levels above her. And I play the game. I battle everybody. You know, that's how the game, I feel like it should be played. You battle everybody. You get the good move sets, you know. And it just was not fun. I was one-shotting people the whole game. This one, Legends Arceus, potentially the best spin-off ever made. Unless you consider it main series, which is kind of in a gray area. It's like Let's Go. Like, you can, you know, it's kind of a gray area. But this one, woo-wee, Hisui? Oh, man, that's a fun game. That's a fun, in my opinion, you know, I'm a Pokemon nerd. But this game, going to Ancient Sinnoh with these ancient forms is so cool. It's a cool game. I've completed the decks in it. I've done everything you can really do in it. So I've gotten my time out of it. It's fun. It's a fun game. In the main series games, Scarlet and Violet. Now, I picked up Scarlet day one. I got this for Christmas from my mother. But Scarlet is my game. It's the one I keep everything on, all my mods. And honestly, as much hate as these games get for a technical point, they are fun. They are fun games. I enjoyed every moment I played them through. The only times I thought were kind of stupid were the Starfall battles where you just literally press R or L or whatever it is and send them out to battle. Okay, other than that, but the ranked battle on this, Battle Stadium, and the Terra raids are so much fun. They have so much replayability versus the Dynamax raids. I hated the Dynamax raids. I hated them. But this is fun. This is very fun. I like the raids in the online. Rank Master over here, Rank Master Corey. If you see me, you see my shiny hair across named Hearts. That's me. You know? And then I have a Switch Lite. I actually do play this quite. This is the first Switch I bought. I played this thing a ton. And honestly, no one should hate on the Switch Lite. The Switch Lite is a great system. It's literally just a souped-up Game Boy. It's insane. I mean, the shit you can play on this today, like playing this on this, it's like, wow. Like, you bring me back to 2005, I would be looking at you like, what is this? But this is the other Switch I own with the pink and green Joy-Cons. I also have black ones. None of them have Joy-Con drift. I've actually never experienced Joy-Con drift on any of my stuff. I think I just take care of it better than most people do. But yes, I got this. It's not an OLED. It's not an OLED, so. But whatever. Switch is a Switch. I do like it. And so that's Gen 9. More to come on that one, you know. But the last games I have in the collection are the spin-offs on the home consoles. So these two were super expensive. Very worth it, though. Very worth it. XD, people tend to like XD better than Coliseum. But I'm of the opinion that Coliseum is actually better than XD. I think the battles are better. You know, like, it feels more competitive strategy-wise in Coliseum versus XD. XD, I kind of feel like they toned it down a little. Like, even the protagonist is, you know, this little kid with an Eevee versus, you know, this guy with the Espeon and Umbreon. So, like, this game just felt like it had a lot more adult theme to it, you know? Like, they give you a girlfriend, and she just follows you around and tells you where the shadow Pokemon are. And I did climb Ho-Oh. I did climb Mount Battle to get Ho-Oh in this game. I do not regret it, and I actually did it wrong the first time. So I actually climbed 200 steps to get my Ho-Oh. Because the first time didn't count, because I didn't do it in story mode or whatever mode it was supposed to be in. So yes, I did do it. And and honestly, though, the last 20 battles are very fun. The first 80, wow, those are bad. You know, it's just, I mean, there's a couple where you kind of could get, you know, caught off guard, but for the most part, you're going to win the first 80. And the last 20 is when you got to start using your head. And that's what I really liked. You know, it felt rewarded when I got it. Because those last 20 battles are nuts. And this is how I got my Lugia in my Gen 3 games. It's on my Fire Red. His name's Columbia the Lugia. I love him. Yeah, I love him. I'm not the type of guy to transfer mons up unless I have to for the decks. I usually try to keep them in that in that gin. I don't like to keep transferring, you know. But yes, XD, cool game. Very cool game. I found this at half-price books. Paid way too much for it. I mean, not really. I only paid $160, and I've seen the prices now, $200. So I mean, I guess I didn't get completely ripped off. Coliseum. The guide's a little ripped, but it is what it is. I bought this one on eBay when I was filling my Gen 3 decks. You can actually get them all in this one. All the things you can't get in Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby, Sapphire, you can get in this. And this was before I had Emerald, because Emerald was one of the last ones I got, because it was kind of expensive too. And then I bought this one just for Lugia. But yeah, and then the last one I have is Battle Revolution. Not a whole lot to say about this one, honestly. I don't play it much. I remember playing it back in the day at my old friend Brett's house. I'd bust my Pearl out. He'd bust his Pearl. I don't remember what one he had. But yeah, we'd play on this and put on the big screen at his parents' house. And that's all. I mean, it's just a battle. It's literally Battle Stadium, you know. But I do own a lot of guides and manuals, too. I own the adventure manga thing. It's really cool. It has a lot of cool artwork in it. I really like some of the artwork in here. It has all gens 1 through 6. Really cool. Very, very cool. Then I also own Diamond and Pearl guide, the official Prima guide. Got that one. And I have the Pokédex. I have the Pokédex for it. I still remember getting my Pokédex when I got my Pearl back in the day. I went at the same time. And then this is a dandy. It's literally a phone book. I've never seen a manual, a guide this big for Platinum. This game, it literally needs a guide this big, though. There's so much to learn and know and solve in this game. It's incredible how much they added in Pokemon Platinum. I mean, compared to Diamond and Pearl, it's literally the Emerald of Ruby Sapphire. Once you played Emerald, you don't want to play Ruby Sapphire. Once you play Platinum, you don't want to play those other two games. It just is what it is. You know, it's the updated version. This is my Heart Gold Soul Silver Prima Manual. Spine's a little messed up. I got it for a good deal, so I wasn't too mad. I do kind of wish it was in better condition, like the Pokédex one I own. The Pokédex one I own is very, very clean. There's a little wrinkle on the bottom of the spine, but it is a very clean manual. And yeah, you know, this is the pocket manual I actually used to complete my Soul Silver guide. I found this at Half Price Books too. I've opened this thing so much, finding where things are at. I love the little pocket guide. I used to take this to work all the time, you know, because I don't want to bring a big manual with me, but no one's going to think anything of it. And then my black and white guide. Love black and white. I love black and white. Like I said, it still has the poster in it too, which is cool. But I don't know. There's something about the story in Unova in the first 2 games in black and white originals. It's so good. It's so good with In and Getsus and your 2 rivals. Oh my goodness, I love those 2 games. And then we got the Pokédex for Gen 5. Poster is not in there. Poster. Oh, no, it is in there. I do have the poster. This is the big one that has all 649 Mons on it. Yeah, this is what I always show people, and I'm like, yeah, I know everything about these, but I couldn't tell you any chemistry. And that's okay. I'm not a chemist. I'm a nursery technician. I take care of plants, not chemists. My Black and White 2 guide. I actually use this quite a bit for black and white. I'm not going to front. And I also own the big national Dex for Gen 5 that has everything in it. Because that Dex is only for the regional black and white. It only has 154, I believe. This one has all 649. So this is what, if you want to complete a national Dex, this is the book to get, in my opinion. Very helpful. And then, yeah, I do have these, obviously, like I've explained. I'm not a big Gen 6 fan. So I've never used them, but I do own them. The X and Y guide and the Pokédex. I do like the size of the national Dex in this, though. It's a really cool size. And, you know, it's crazy. It doesn't have all of them, I don't think, but it has the whole whatever Kalos decks. I can't even tell the region because I never fucking played Gen 6. Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire on that. I also do, this is the coolest one though, is the big Ruby Sapphire National Dex. This has so much info. It's incredible. I have looked through this a couple times. Never to like complete a dex on, you know, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire X and Y, but it's cool to have. Then the Sun and Moon manual. The Pokédex. And so I do own the Sun and Moon Pokédex, but the only guide, other than like the Gen 1 and 2 ones, I don't own those. They're kind of pricey and they're really ripped up. And it's like, I don't know if I want to pay $100 for a ripped up book, you know, that's probably going to fall apart on me. So I've never pulled the plug on Gen 1 or 2 manual or guidebooks. But I do own the Ultra Sun and Moon guidebook, but I don't know if you've ever looked at the price of a National Dex Ultra Sun and Moon book. They go for like 80, 90, $100. And I've never been able to spend that. I mean, I could, but I've never been able to, like, you know, pull the trigger on that. Most of these books cost me like 10, $20. I could do that. 80, 90, 100 for the National Dex Ultra Sun and Moon. As cool as that would be, because the Lola Dex I have is only in a Lola. It's only whatever the Dex is for Sun and Moon. But that one has all like 849 or whatever number they were at in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is really cool. And it's the last one they've ever made, so it's probably why it holds its value like that. But I do own the Sword and Shield one. And it's super sad about Sword and Shield because this is the last time they did guides. I remember when Legends Arceus came out, I was looking for a guide, because I just wanted one to have, have a part of all these guys, and they stopped doing them. They stopped doing them in the States. They still do them in Japan, but they do not do them in the States anymore. This is the last Pokédex we ever got, and Sword and Shield guide we'll ever get. And that's kind of sad, to be honest. I mean, I mean, it's the end of an era. I know, people are environmentally conscious about paper and all that, but it's like, man, like if you take care of your stuff and you don't just buy stuff to consume and throw in your garage or closet or landfill, it's cool. It's cool to have, in my opinion. But yeah, I guess it's the end of those though. I'm glad to have what I have, because we probably won't be getting any more. They didn't do them for Scarlet and Violet. They did do one in Japan, but none for Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, that's my collection. That's basically all my stuff. And if you're still here, if you're still listening, I just want to thank you. I hope you can catch them all. And me and Obregon, we're out of here. Thanks for staying. Thanks for looking at all my stuff. It's been real. Thank you.